Okay, so how do we want to start this? Do we want to just be like, hi?
Like, hey!
Hey guys, welcome to our first podcast of Damned and Delulu.
Oh, we're so excited to finally be here.
Finally.
This has been like a year in the making, so I'm so excited for us to get started.
Yes.
I'm Eno.
I'm Erica.
I'm the Damned.
I'm Delulu.
Hence the name. But we're so stoked once again to talk about a variety of topics, and we just want to have fun and just explore different things from current events to self-improvement, because that's what we're constantly talking about together anyways.
Yes.
So we thought we'd take it to the podcast world. So here we are.
We'll also dive into doing some cooking shows eventually. Not today, because that's too much. But
we will. Yeah.
But we will eventually.
Yeah.
So
pretty much you guys will be with us as we just chat it up. And hopefully if we are talking about something that interests you, feel free to also comment and leave one on our socials, and we'll talk about other topics that you might be interested in hearing as well, or explore more into what we've already talked about. So I think we can talk about just 2025.
Yes.
And just exploring like what we're trying to accomplish in 2025 this year, because I know everybody and their mothers is talking about New Year's resolutions and prayer boards and all of that great stuff. So yeah.
We did a vision board.
We did.
A couple days before New Year's.
Yes.
And we did another one the year before that. And that has definitely helped us stay in line of our goals. We're both pretty like goal-oriented people.
I think so.
Which was, yes.
Yeah, it was so good. I think it was really good because those goals were like things we've already had prepped for the year.
Yeah.
But also exploring like how we can highlight certain things and appreciate.
Exactly.
Our lives.
And what was great is that the goals that we put into the vision board, it came into fruition because literally we sat down and we're like, this is what we want to do.
Yes.
And we were serious about it. So,
and here we are.
Hell yeah.
And this was one of them. So we're so excited that this has come to fruition.
Yes.
And we've put some focus on it. So I'm so excited to do this.
I'm very excited.
I'm so excited. So good. So what are some goals? Erica, do you want to start us off with like some of your goals?
Sure.
Kind of explore. I think this will also give everybody an opportunity to know who we are too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So one of my goals is to do. Eno knows that I do a lot of running. I signed up for 2 marathons this year, and Okay, so last year I ran the Chicago Marathon, and she actually tagged along, and she was a real one because she's the one that sprayed the biofreeze on me at like mile 16.
She just ran it. I was all over that city. I was like, oh my god.
Dude, and the fact that the subway was basically it was
full.
It was full. Like
full.
every
car. And they had it for the marathon. They had it coming every like 2 minutes, and everyone passed by and it was so full.
It was so
like,
full.
Oh
and like
gosh.
I felt so bad for her. And this girl here said, I'm gonna take an Uber. And I told her no, because you're gonna regret it. And look what happened.
I couldn't even take the Uber.
She couldn't even take the Uber.
That was actually so insane. Combining that with the fact that it took me through a path that you guys were running. It was like, oh, you're gonna get off at the stop and take a bus up to this location. The entire road was closed. Why was Google Maps telling me to go there?
Because I don't know.
I was so sick. I walked like 3 miles. I was like, I should have just ran it.
She was a real one though. Regardless, she was a real one for literally sticking through it from when I started all the way down to when I finished and I couldn't walk. But anyways, going back to goals, definitely want to finish like the marathons that I signed up for. I'm doing the Portland Marathon, and then later in the year, we're gonna do the Honolulu Marathon. Woo! It's gonna be her first one.
No time limit, no fundraising. I'm so excited for that one. I was like, I'm not willing to put in any extra work besides training and getting there.
You better stick with it, man. I'm gonna pound on you if you don't.
Oh, bro. And this is what's funny is I want to train alone for that reason, is because I want to really get into wanting. No, I want to be able to do it because I hate running. Let me back up. Don't like running. I did it last year just to get started. I was like, man. But this year I really want to like have just put that brain power to use and decide, let's come up with a plan and stick with it, but fall in love with running for myself. not because somebody else is doing it with me. So yeah,
which is
I'm
good.
stoked.
Which is good. I'm proud of you because literally, I also did not like running either until my sister was the one that corrected me. Respectively, love you. But she was the one that got me into running.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely getting those 2 marathons down. And then we also have a side business as well.
Yes.
Other than this, we do photography and videography stuff for people. When did we start? Like, it was like...
Honestly, I think we started around this time last year.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, so it's still a baby, an upcoming baby. It'll grow up into a teenager and then age like fine wine.
Yes.
So
just like us.
Yeah, just like us. See?
But actually, if you guys have any projects, we travel. We go everywhere. So we have our website up and coming. We'll probably talk about it later on in a few episodes. But go there, book us. We do a lot. We do. A lot. So we're super excited to see this all come to be.
I am also wanting to not be afraid to like dive into something that is scary, especially if it involves like change. So another goal of mine, there's some projects that I've been wanting to work on or post for quite some time, but due to the fear of judgment of people, I have been stopping myself from doing that, which I basically stopped myself for a year because I'm scared of the critique that I'm gonna get. So this year I really wanna just dive in like head first and just like not give a rat's to
I'm like, say it.
like a rat's ass of like what people think, because I mean, this content that I want to post, which will sometime later in the future maybe I'll feature it, it's something that means a lot to me and I think it would help a lot of people too. So yeah.
Exciting.
What about you?
I was so excited. Well, first, before we go on, I just wanted to touch on something because you said something so profound. Is like, I think a lot of people relate to that. Is you waited a year to post something because of fear of judgment, and like, of course, that's everybody's. That's my fear. The next person's fear, anybody's. But it's like, why did we do that? I know. Like, why is it so hard to realize we're just on a floating rock? Nothing we're doing is ever going. Yes, it will matter in the long run because, of course, if you don't create that content, you lose your name. You just disappear forever. If you don't take that picture, you disappear forever. So it's like people remember it that way, but why are we so afraid to start when there's so many other people that have started already?
Yeah. And sometimes, like, I think, like, there's times when things are meant to happen in the right time, but sometimes you just kind of have to dive right. So there is really, honestly, people always say wait for the right time, but there's really no right time, and I've always tried to say that to myself. But for this, like content thing, like that I've been wanting to do, it's literally that was the one thing that I've been struggling with is like diving in.
Sometimes the right time is the time that it's the day that you realize I'm just gonna do it.
Just gonna do it.
You decide it's the right time.
Dip the toe in.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because that was so real.
No,
I know some people would hear that and be like, "What?"
But what about you? What are some of your goals for this year?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to think because there's a lot of different pieces to this goal or goals. So, for example, I talked about running. I'm really into my fitness right now.
You look great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
You do.
Oh, thanks, man. Because I started last year on the heavier side. I've been pretty thin my whole life. I had like pretty interesting relationship or whatever. Gained a lot of weight during that time, and then and on this journey to lose it. So right now I do a lot of like Pilates and HIIT fitness and running. So I just want to be very consistent with that and have that going because I want to do 75 hard. We know it's going to be really difficult, but here we are.
What is 75 hard?
Yeah, 75 hard is where pretty much, to my understanding, you pick a few things and rules for yourself for the year or for those 75 days, I should say, and you really stick consistent with it. So if it's fitness, like my goal would be to work out at least 4 times a week and be consistent with that. So I've planned out my calendar already for the first 30. So
that's pretty good.
I think it'll be pretty good. I just have to remember, just go.
You got it.
Just go.
I have confidence in you.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I'm very convinced it's gonna be good. It's just like there's different pieces of this goal. So like part of the 75 hard is we want to be very consistent with content, whether it's here together or individually. So I have a lot of things there that I want to get consistent with. our side business. So there's a lot of different pieces. But yeah, I just want everything that we've started last year or that I've started individually last year to be more consistent this year. So I've started, I just have to keep the ball rolling. So yeah, that's really my biggest, if I look at my vision board again, that's pretty much the direction I was going. So yeah,
I love that.
Doing pretty good.
No, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's gonna be really good.
And I do want, is there anything?
I mean, no, not that I can think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if like, I remember when like, maybe what I was, I don't know, in my teen years, like I noticed like my goal was to like be in a relationship with somebody, and like for like a while it was like that because like I would always see people being like all lovey-dovey and stuff. I'm like, I want that. Like, no. So like,
don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all? But like, at least like when I got into like my mid 20s, like maybe like 24, 25, that was when I started being like, you know what? No. Like,
that's so real. Yeah, like why do you think that is, to be honest?
Honestly, I think it was just like the fear of missing out of like the love that I would want to experience. Like, and I feel like I will meet somebody eventually, but it felt really nice to like not have that be a goal. I'm open to it. I'm not like, I don't know if you feel the same way either. Yeah. Like I'm open to relationship wise stuff, but I love that it's like not a goal, at least for me. Like it's on the back burner. Yeah. If it happens, it happens. God willing.
Yeah, so good. Because yeah, I also have that as like the back burner too. Just because I feel like it's just there's a difference this year of not centering it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like taking the time.
That's the right word.
Yeah, not centering it, because when we center it, it's almost like it doesn't happen when we center that thing. So you can only just pray about it in your general prayers, but continue to focus on the things that you're like, these things have growth right now, so I'm going to just keep pouring into them. Yeah. Because that's really
pour into your individuality and stuff.
Yeah. And I feel like if I could add to that, because you were talking about how around your mid-20s you're like, okay, yeah, I want to do this. Do you ever feel like it almost seemed like, okay, I'm going to start focusing on it because this is the next thing you're supposed to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I guess even though I have all these other things going, the next step that we all would take is, okay, now I have to find somebody and potentially settle down, but you're like, I'm still going right now.
Yeah, like you're still like, you're still going.
You're still going, you're still growing. It's almost like a chop, like, okay, now you do this, and you're like, I'm going to, but why? And
I feel like it's like not nice nowadays where like back then, like, I don't know, 1900s or whatever, like even before then, like I feel like that was to be in a relationship with somebody was part of the goal because like financial stuff and stuff like that. The benefits of it, like financial and societal, whatever. But like it I think that's what's nice nowadays where like it doesn't have to be that goal. Like you could just
live for yourself.
Live for yourself. So nice. Like, and like, you don't have to like live for somebody else in order to like prove your worth in something like that.
That's so good. Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to expand on that because I think that's just something that we might touch and go on during our time. It's just how, like, we really just aren't focused. It's something nice to have. It's almost like, do you need it? No. Is it something nice to have? Yeah.
Yes.
And that's true for any area of our lives.
Yes.
So here we are.
It's not a priority.
Yeah.
And we're not here to make it an idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An idol. That's a good word. Yeah.
So.
Oh, so good.
Cool.
Yeah. What else do you think, in the beginning of the year? Because I know I want to travel a lot more. I already have 3. I don't think I told you, but I just randomly got tied into a trip to Atlanta.
Oh.
At the end of I know. Yeah, so like at the end of the month, I'm just going to be jumping on a plane to go there. But it's not that for anything specific, just my siblings were like, want to go? I'm like, yeah. And I think it's cool. I'm getting better at just doing that. Just like, do you want to go? Yeah, think nothing of it. Time doesn't come back, but money does.
This is what I love about her, is that she will just dive right in and just be like, let's go.
Why not?
Let's go, why not?
When else are we going to do it?
Yeah, when else are we going to do it?
Where else? How else?
So, well, that's cool. Yeah. So it's just with like your siblings and stuff?
Yeah, my siblings and then their mom.
Oh, nice.
So cool. Yeah, we'll be hanging out. So that's really good. That was just put together yesterday. Literally, it was like, oh, you want to go? And I'm like, sure. And then they booked the flights, and I was like, we're going.
That's so funny.
I did a lot of spontaneous things because I have Guatemala on there.
Oh yeah.
Then, I mean, my birthday trip, but it's like small. It's not like crazy. But I'm thinking Sun River for that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. And then, yeah, I just want to add a few more and just explore.
And then we have Honolulu.
Yeah, we have Honolulu. It seems so far away because it's like at the end of the year, but it's gonna, just like Chicago came around, it's gonna be so fast.
Yeah.
We should probably start booking that.
Dude, we should actually.
We will. But yeah, I think
that's cool.
That's a
definitely travel. Yeah. Traveling is definitely another goal for sure. But
is there somewhere you would want to go, like besides what we have planned?
I mean, definitely not like this year because I feel like it's filled with like Honolulu and then
just like things already going on.
Yeah, there are things that are already going on.
Yeah.
But next year, for sure. Next year.
I can't believe we can say next year and not think it's 2025. It just
know.
feels so weird.
I
with how the
know.
holidays were set up. I'm like, where are we? Oh yeah, next year.
Yeah.
So good.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, is there anything else you want to share about who you are? 'Cause she's a big runner, as we know.
Let's see. I mean, I do like to do a lot of running and a lot of, I do photography and videography stuff on the side outside of our side business as well. I do hiking.
Just outdoorsy.
I'm a pretty outdoorsy person, but I also love being inside.
Yeah, where we live, it rains a lot.
It rains a lot.
But that's why getting cozy and being indoors is just so nice. Or traveling outside. But
Yes.
where we live is very beautiful. Right now, it's just cold.
Yeah. What about you though? Like, what is like something that you think the audience would? I mean,
The audience, hello. Our viewers are like, hello.
yours truly. Let's go.
I'm like, hello, everyone. No, I just wanted to, if we wanted to throw more things out there, I feel like we're just both very creative.
Yeah.
I do a lot of music, a lot of, I'm thinking what else? Like family is very important. Yeah, I feel like it's a lot of just general things.
Yeah.
Thrown together of like who I am, so.
Yeah, we're both pretty creative. We actually, so info, story time.
Story time.
We actually met in college. And we were both music majors.
At the time, yeah.
Yeah, and that didn't last very long. But we met each other.
Yes.
Which is great.
That was
And
so fun.
that was oh my gosh, that was such
That was a time.
when was that? That was like
Oh my God, like, 9 years ago now? Because that was 2015. I'm about to throw up.
I was about to vomit.
Yeah, that was like
Wow.
9 years ago.
That was 9 years ago. That's insane.
I'm actually shaking in my boots. Well, it's 2015.
Shaking in my Louis
Shaking in my
Vuittons.
boot, Louis Vuittons. Welcome all Louis Vuittons. Oh my God.
Wow,
but
9 years. That's
know.
freaking crazy. But
actually
yeah,
insane.
we actually met in college. We were both music majors. And how did we just like, you just walked up to me and you're like, hey, can I have help on like my music homework? And I'm like, sure.
I think that was pretty much it. I was like, yeah, because we ended up sitting in the front together. Yeah, I think that's what it was I was just like, I'm going to sit here now. And then you were just chilling. And I was like, do you understand what's going on?
You're like, no.
I didn't know. And I'm like, me neither. Let's be friends. No. But we definitely were just kind of like, okay, from that point forward.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we just hung out all the time. Just so this episode doesn't end up being like 3 minutes long, we thought to play a few like card games for you guys to know us a little bit more. Do you want to show them what it is?
Yes, so I bought this icebreaker thing on Amazon, and it's Icebreaker Deeper Talk Best Self, and it's what it is, an icebreaker.
Not sponsored.
We are not sponsored.
Make sure that's known.
But yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good questions in this.
Yeah, we were actually testing it out beforehand, and
Yeah.
it was like really cool, But anyway,
Anyhow, that's old news. Old news. So, okay, do you want to go first? 'Cause
Sure.
There's different sections, so we want to.
yeah. So there's different sections of this card. It's not a card game. It's just getting to know each
I guess
other.
it's a get to know you like hard
Yeah. So
situation.
so here we go.
Yes.
All right. So the first question is, if you could time travel to an earlier time in your life, when would you visit? And what would you do? Dig into the vault for that one.
I really have to think because the first thing that comes to mind, I guess with these, I'll just spit out what first comes to mind. Because what I think about is when I first went on a date with my ex, I'd be like, hey, don't ignore the red flags. They're not pink and they're not beige. They're definitely bright red. They're definitely like on air red.
On air, yeah, like this kind of red.
Kinda
Warning
red.
sign.
Well,
Okay.
like a warning sign. And I was just like, benefit of the doubt. Don't ever do that. That's my answer.
Okay, I love it. Love it. Should I answer it too, or?
Yeah, why not? And then I'll
okay.
do the next one.
Okay, so if I could time travel to an earlier time in your life, when would you visit, and what would you do? Okay, so I also had like a little situationship, and this is when I was like college. So
Yeah.
it was like really, won't go into detail, but it was traumatic, and like I had no sense of boundaries around that time. So I was just kind of taking in everybody's like energy and just accepting for what they were doing. And I wasn't really kind of giving my input on whatever the situation was. And yeah, that was really hard. And that kind of, I felt like put me behind a little bit in terms of learning how to handle like very emotional situations, at least healthily. So I would definitely go back in time to that point and like talk to myself and be like, listen, girl, don't talk to strangers.
Don't talk to strangers.
Don't talk to strangers that seem sketchy, and don't be afraid to say just no.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of that stems from.
Oh, yeah,
Even from
for
my
sure.
answer, it's just learning to say no, because as much as you want to blame the other person, you're like, well, you didn't say no at any point.
Yes.
So it's like, okay, it's fair game at that.
And like a lot of people will probably not like that answer, but we also have to take responsibility for at least a little bit. I'm not saying that what the other person did is right, but
two things can be true.
two things can be true. And it's also your responsibility to heal.
Yeah. Oh, so good. I
Yes.
love that we're doing these cards.
know,
What
right?
the heck? How fun. Once again, not sponsored. But if
Once
they
again,
want to
not sponsored.
sponsor us, please do.
Please.
So the next one says, where in your life do you feel misunderstood?
Oh my.
Yikes.
Okay.
Threw it across the room.
Where in my life do I feel most misunderstood?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. How do we?
Well, I guess step one, do you feel misunderstood in any part of your life?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so. So the first thing that comes to mind with that question is definitely I am a lesbian and I'm also Christian. So a lot of people can't put those two things together. And I think that, at least for me, I believe that God is love. And like, I don't think when you love someone of the same sex, that's not evil. Because you're, especially if it's like a healthy kind of love. So I feel like a lot of people misunderstand that. And yeah.
That's so real.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Anyways, so
That's a really good answer. That's a really good answer. I'm trying to think of where I'm misunderstood. I feel like I'm trying to really think, because the first thing that kind of comes to mind is just people understanding that just because I'm kind, I'm not quiet, but like kind or to myself does not mean that I just accept anything.
yes.
And I think that's a thing. And specifically not with my friends, because obviously if that was the case with my friends, I wouldn't have friends. But
oh yeah, for sure.
I think it's more so like in a work environment where my work is great. My job is super, super great. But I think just sometimes people that are outside of your immediate friend group, whether it's work or whether it's just a third space or whatever, unfortunately there's people there that when you're too nice, they're definitely like, how can I use this?
yeah.
So I think
Take
that's the
advantage.
misunderstood. Yeah. It's the misunderstanding of like, no, that's not going to work.
Some people, man, I swear.
I know, they
Yeah.
can suck. I don't have that problem really like right now, it's currently today, but I'm not saying I'm not going
good.
to experience it again. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
There's always some ratchet people that will take advantage of our silence
Yeah.
and kindness. Don't let that happen, please.
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 We beg.
We beg.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Sweet. Yeah, do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, do we do the yellow one?
Yeah, let's do the next category.
Okay, so we're going on to the next category, which is life lessons. Also, the previous one was
What were they?
self-awareness.
Okay.
For context. Okay. Describe a time when you believed giving up was the right thing to do, but regretted it in hindsight.
I mean, I'm trying to think of the question word by word. I'm like, what?
Do you want me to read it again?
I think I got it.
Okay.
I'm going to say that, once again, I'm just saying the first thing that comes to mind. I think when it comes to, I don't think I gave up, but I think I slowed down my progression when COVID hit with actually doing like music and all of that, which I regret it now. Like at the time, I didn't fully regret it, but I definitely focused on like, well, COVID's happening. I'm not going to put as much energy into it because everything's shut down. And I still won in the end because I put energy into my job and I still did really well. But I think I'm like, dang, if I had just really powered through those, 4 years and put in all that energy, I probably would be a lot farther. Because now I'm just like piecing it back together again.
Yeah, you're just trying to reel everything in now from what you weren't able to accomplish over those years during COVID.
I think so. And like, I think in hindsight, like now regretting it also includes like not having all the theory again, like and I'm realizing that I've like forgotten a lot of things. So it's like, yeah.
I'm proud of you though, like, cause she's definitely getting back into it and progressing quite a bit with her music stuff, especially. She's a great artist. I'm gonna tell you right now, she's amazing.
We'll chat.
We'll chat. Cool. I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
Okay. I have a tendency to always reread 1, 2, 3 multiple times when it comes to something like this. So, describe a time when you believed giving up was the right thing to do, but regret it in hindsight. That's a very good question. I'm gonna have to dig through the vault in here.
I had to think for a split second when that came up.
So there was a time in my life where I would consult like psychics to figure out my way in life, and it was the kinds of psychics that weren't the greatest, where they profited off of your grief and sorrow, and they would tell you this thing would happen, this thing would happen, when really it didn't. And like I would, like for a long time, I would be stuck into that mindset. But then after some time, I'm like, you know what? As much as I love hearing what they're telling me because it's what I want to hear, I need to stop, because 1, it's not good on my finances.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And 2, it's not good for my spiritual side, at least. So without going into further details, that is, yeah.
I feel like that is my answer.
That is my answer.
Good answer. I remember that.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Oh, this is a good one. What's a personal boundary you've set that has significantly improved your life?
Oh my gosh. There's many.
There's many.
There is many.
Yeah, what's the big one?
I definitely say it's a pretty simple one, but saying no to things that I don't want to do. And this is like circling back to like earlier in our conversation. But, I would have a really tough time saying no when someone asks like, hey, like, do you want to do this day? And I'm like, my entire day is like full. And before I would be like, yeah, sure. Let's do it. And after that whole event, before all of the stuff that I had already planned, I would be so tired, and I wouldn't have time for family. I wouldn't have time for myself. And I've learned to kind of just be like, you know what? It's okay to say no, especially if you're just tired and like you're just busy. Like it's totally fine. So I definitely say learning to say no to things when I'm at full capacity and I can't extend more of my energy to other people when I can't give energy to myself.
That makes sense.
So
that's so good. And with that boundary, like how do you think other people reacted?
Luckily, there has been some people that are like, oh, you don't like doing things anymore. Like, why? It's just like, well, dude, I prioritize my energy for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. No, really.
Yeah, so I've had some people be a little bit about it, but I don't care.
It's your boundary.
It's a boundary.
It's your life.
It's my life. But for the most part, like, especially like my friends and family, they're pretty understanding. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's so good.
What about you?
Cool. Yeah, I think it really goes back to saying no. Just like understanding that, not just, understanding no is a complete sentence, but also you can say no to something that's currently happening in your life where you're like, actually, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
So you can say no to yourself. You can say no. I think for me, it's understanding you can say no to being like, you know what, actually, I don't need to fight for this.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about this. I don't need to keep doing this. And just being like, I'm out. And also just being out or say something on the first like offense.
Yeah.
Is a big one. So if somebody does something, I'm like, actually, which I've always been that way, but I think I've just gotten more of like, actually, that's not okay. Like
You're not just pushing it to the side.
Yeah, because usually you're like, oh, well, they're having a bad day. When I have a bad day, I'm not treating it like that. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna say.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So good.
Cool. Next one.
Yeah, I think it's
All right.
you.
Okay, so this green one here.
Green.
It is
Oh God.
exposed. Exposed. Okay, so
Okay.
describe a time when you let someone down. Oh, okay. All right, I know.
Wow. That was kind of intense.
Dang.
When I let someone down.
Yeah. When have you let someone down? Your face.
I'm like, I can't. I guess the first thing coming to mind is probably just like circling back to the creative stuff and all that, just like myself. And that's just not being consistent in certain things or allowing external factors to hinder growth. So I guess that would be my answer.
Okay.
What about you?
There are many things, but I would definitely agree on the fact of like letting myself down for even letting, like, especially when it comes to creative stuff, letting myself down, like, for not just diving right in and letting other people dictate what my content should be. And that has hindered myself in terms of like growth and development and stuff.
That's so real.
Yeah.
I think it's also just imagining like your younger self. You're
Yeah.
Like, my younger self would have thought I was so cool. So why am I thinking about other people's judgment?
For sure. No, for sure. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. At first it was like kind of abrupt. We're like, what?
Like, whoa.
What's your instinctive reaction when someone or something hurts you? I already know mine.
Exactly that, what I just did.
Just like laugh in their face. Just like, ah.
So what's the first thing that I do instinctively when someone hurts me?
It's just like, what's your instinctive reaction when someone or something hurts you?
I definitely want to bite back and be like, oh, okay.
Like, this is what we're doing.
But I think I've done a pretty good job in terms of just stepping back and being like, listen, I can't right now. I need to step away for a moment and just let me cool down.
Yeah.
So, but definitely my first reaction is to want to react emotionally to the person or whatever is going on. So
That's so real.
yeah.
I was like, mine is just to be like, all right, I'm out.
Escape.
Disappear. Yeah, it's just
Disappear
like,
off the
okay,
face
this
of the
is what we're
planet.
doing. And I think right now it's just, there's a time where my early 20s, I always did that. And I always protected my peace. And then the minute that I was like, maybe I will try to have more patience, it almost backfired to where I'm like back to being like, actually, there's people that I lose nothing from not knowing them. Like I lose nothing. And not in like not like a bratty way. It's just like you, and I've said this before, like they gain more from knowing you than you do from them because you do more for them than they will ever do for you. So that's why sometimes I'm like, actually, I could just cut this off and be gone. And there's some relationships where I'm like, okay, this is worth like chatting about. So let me just be quiet and talk about it at later time when I'm more calm. But it depends on like how long I've known them and things of that nature. But instinctively, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna stop. You'll never hear from me again. Don't worry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's beliefs. Okay, so what affirmation do you need to wire into your programming?
What affirmation?
Why does it sound like we're freaking doing like computer stuff?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
No.
What affirmation? Can I say it one more time?
Yeah. So what affirmation do you need to wire into your programming? So I'm assuming like
Affirmations, like I can do it. Like I have all that I need to get to where I need to be.
yes. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
good one. Okay, so for me, just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to keep preparing because if you keep preparing, you're not gonna
never
start.
gonna-
You're never gonna start
never
if
gonna
you just keep preparing for whatever you're gonna do. It's a very general term, thing.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But sometimes you just need that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like it's okay to prepare for something, especially like if it's like something serious, but if you keep preparing for whatever it is, you're never gonna get started.
Yeah.
So just start now is what I need to get into my programming.
My programming.
So
Sweet. That's a good answer. I really like that. Sweet. Okay. What belief keeps getting you into trouble?
that they will change.
Ooh. Looking straight at the camera. That's a really good one.
Yes, and
That is a good one.
and that I can change them. So
That's so real.
yeah, circling back onto me being lesbian and Christian, there is the pool out here is not big, so
Yeah,
it's hard to find that kind of group of people who are queer and Christian or Catholic. It can get kind of lonely a little bit, so I will see like someone in like the queer community and be like, oh, they seem nice. I could like expose them to this.
I could convince them.
I could convince them that God loves them, but really it's like everybody has a different experience with religion and stuff, and a lot of it most of the time is very traumatic. So
Yeah, especially if you're in that community.
yeah. So
'Cause I know I'm not, so I can't really relate, but I know from just what I hear.
yeah, and like it's different for everybody. Like there's like not one experience that is, this is how it happens and stuff.
Yeah.
But definitely that was the first thing that I thought of. And then the second thing I thought of when it came to that is like, they won't hurt me. It's okay. They'll change. No, they won't.
They won't.
Honey, please leave.
First offense. Get out of there.
First offense, just run. Okay.
Right. Usually they're showing you step by step how they are.
Yes,
So
exactly.
They're not. Yeah.
Anyways, that was a long-winded answer from me. What about you?
I love the long-winded answers. I get to just sit back. Believe keeps getting in trouble. You had a really good one that like that they will change. But I think on top of that, it's like the excuses. Like,
my gosh.
they have that going on, which is why they're like this.
Yeah.
So I have to have patience. But it's almost like, no.
No, it's like
No.
they're their own person too.
They're their own person.
They
They
have-
are making choices and they know what they're doing. And you
Yes.
have to be very aware of that.
Yes. Some people genuinely don't know what.
But that's a
what they're
small
doing.
percentage. I've come to realize. I'm being so serious. There's people that are like, oh, this is just the way I am or whatever. It's like, but there's things that they're doing that makes it clear that they know that they're doing things to harm others. They just don't know who they are without that personality trait.
Yes.
So they will keep doing it.
Yeah, they make it their exactly. They make it their own personality trait, and that it becomes them, and then like eventually.
That's just what they do. And then they're so shocked when people are like, I gotta go.
Yeah, they get shocked when like people are like calling them out on their BS, and then
And then that belief just was never gonna be true.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I love
so
that.
real.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so the last one.
Last one. Okay, you want to dig in?
Sure. Wow. When did you lose your ability to dream like a child? That's really sad. Dude.
Actually, really deep.
Really
What the
sad.
heck?
Okay.
When did I lose it? I don't know if I even really lost it. To be honest with you, I feel like I'm still just like going.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
but I think if you have to put something in there, maybe just like once again before COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like around like 2019, I guess 2020, when everything kind of was like no end in sight. Maybe then is when I kind of questioned everything that I had hoped for, and then had this belief of like, this is taking up a lot of my good years, like, and that's always like your early to mid 20s.
Yeah.
And having that belief of like, now I'm too old to do that or this and that. And I feel like now I've just recouped. Actually, no, I'm not. And I never will be too old or to this or that.
It's never too late.
It's never too late to dream. So yeah, I feel like that would be my answer to that.
That's a good answer, dude. Yeah.
Thanks, man. Mhm.
Yeah. For me, I would definitely say when I lost my ability to dream was college. Because that's when things like started to get like really real in terms of like, okay, you're not in high school anymore. Yes, you have your dreams and stuff, but we got to be realistic. Like you're not a kid anymore, so you got to be real with yourself. And I know that you and I both started with music, and then I realized am I only doing music for just the pure entertainment side of it, or do I really want to teach somebody how to do it? And for the longest time, I convinced myself I wanted to be a teacher for music theory. That did not last very long because I sometimes don't have patience. But yeah, that's when in general terms, that's when I lost my ability to dream like a child. So
That's a real answer, because when you get into college, it's almost like I can't dream like that because as I was able to when I was a child, because now I'm forced to be an adult.
Yes.
So it's like,
exactly.
what do I actually want to do?
It's like shit's hitting the fan.
Yeah, and a lot of passions don't pay.
Yes.
To get a degree in, or are not worth it to get a degree in.
Yes. It's possible, but anything is possible. But in realistic terms, sometimes you just gotta be real with yourself. Like, okay, I need to get this job going in order to support the dream that I really want. So, yeah.
That's a good one.
A good one.
Ooh, this is the good one, actually. So where are you settling when you could be thriving?
I think it's definitely going back to, okay, where are you settling when you could be thriving? It's going back to definitely, like I mentioned before, like the content that I want to be posting, I know it could help people, but because I am settling into the mindset of like, I'd rather be to myself and protect myself and shield myself away from the judgment of people rather than helping others. Like, that's where I know I should not be settling, and I could be thriving if I just say how I feel on the topic that I want to be posting about, because I know it will help people. I'm just scared because being the black sheep of the topic that I'll be posting about, we'll get into it later, not now, but I know, like I said, I know it'll help people. I just gotta dive right in.
You just gotta do it.
Just do it.
So you're thriving because you're just removing the wall, pretty much.
Yeah, removing the wall that I'm putting upon myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
What about you?
I think for me, it's just about how to explain it. Because, like content seems to be the big factor and all that. But I think with all of it, it's just consistency in each area that I've just like dabbled in. It's just like, okay, be consistent and dive deeper and do more. And I think that's just probably, I think that's like the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Simple enough for that one. I feel like that was really short. Yeah.
I like how mine was like super deep and hers is like simple to the point.
That's it.
And scene.
That's all my brain had to produce for that one. Oh, so
cool.
fun. That was really good.
That was really fun.
I really like these cards. It's so good.
These are good. Wow.
Yay. Okay. So is there any, I think as we come to an end, is there anything else to really share?
We're going to be posting, we're still setting up a schedule in terms of how often we want to post for this, but we'll definitely talk more about other different topics. That includes current, like what Anno said, current events, stuff that are trending, self-development stuff.
Just a variety of stuff.
Just a variety
whatever we
of
feel
things.
like talking about.
Yeah, whatever we feel like talking about. I definitely want to talk about like celebrity stuff eventually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know you do.
Okay, so
we should leave that for another, because that's a whole episode what you're about to bring up. We can talk for 45 minutes about that.
We can
so keep it for the
talk
next
about
one.
My crush.
Celebrity crush.
Celebrity
Man.
crush.
I mean, I have one too. Little cutie pie. We'll leave it for a different episode, because that will take up the whole thing.
That will definitely take up the whole entire thing. So, but thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for tuning in. I guess what we can pull from this is everybody has a choice.
And you should listen to us because we're funny.
Tune in.
Tune in, please.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's the Damn It Delulu. We out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.